MLS will introduce a ref at the LAC San Jose game. You guys had that experience at the World Cup. Just what are your thoughts on that in terms of just adding tools that can help the officiating and better at things?
I'm not sure it's used for that yet. I think it's more the entertainment factor. I think I saw some of the games during the Club World Cup, and I've watched some of the games in Europe already this season with that cam. It's a great vantage point. So very much welcomed. It doesn't change our jobs at all. I didn't even notice, to be honest with you. So and during the match, we don't watch the TV feed, so it doesn't really affect us on the field. Um, but if it enhances the fan experience when I'm at home, then I'm all for it.
Like the game after the break, how much needed the players were talking about it after that defeat against the gave up, and also thinking about what happened to Levi Stadium last year. Is it sort of like a redemption and what's at stake also in the standings?
I've already forgotten last year and last week or 2 weeks ago. We have reviewed the San Diego game. It was I felt really really bad for the players. They actually played very well, implemented exactly what we wanted. Um, and I think if you play that game 10 times, you're going to win a lot of them. We're just really unlucky not to win that game. So I was really happy with the performance and proud of the effort the guys put in. Just gutted for them that they weren't rewarded for their hard work. But that's sports, and the mistake would be to stop working hard and to stop playing in that same way. And so we are going to keep going for sure, and try to win every game we play.
What did you think of Tony's performance against the U.S.?
I did not watch the Mexico match against Korea. I saw the U.S. game. I thought he played very well. Yeah, he's welcome to continue to score goals for us too.
Steve, by the numbers, San Jose's pretty opportunistic in high turnovers. You'd think that would mean that their press is pretty good, but they're generally not like a real pressing side. You played, that game against San Diego. You play against a team that has a much more systematic approach to that. How do you see San Jose setting up their press, and how do you see your solutions for what you do different?
Well, it's kind of a transition and a transition moment, and because of the players they have, Martinez, Arango, Espinoza, Judd, and both wingbacks getting involved in the offensive portion of the field, they are a plethora of experience at sniffing out moments and plays. And they put themselves into positions where they can concede chances, but because of that, they're also in really good spots when the ball turns over again. So if we are not careful in transition, after the ball turns over and we have the ball, if we are silly and a little erratic with our attacks, then we can be punished. And I think this is what San Jose does to a lot of teams. They have an unorthodox formation when it comes to transition moments. They're very central, very good technically in combination play, and always attacking the depth with one of those players up top. So if you're not careful, a transition for you turns into a transition against you. And that has to do with us knowing what their strength is and what their habits are and behaviors, and we're ready for it. We're prepared for it. It was not dissimilar against San Diego, who always is a threat in transition, as they scored their second goal. And we had mostly under control for the 90 minutes, just fell asleep in one play.
Anything else in first? There?
Coach, you just said you seen the Sonny's match against the United States. And how do you plan to incorporate his outstanding performance at that game into LAFC's tactical approach?
The same as the last couple of weeks. I think his performances with us have also been very good. We as a team have had good performances. We've scored goals. We haven't conceded too many chances. We just haven't won every game we've played, but I've been very pleased with our performances and Sony's as well. And so for me, it's more of the same. No changes necessary.
Not just Sonny, Lee, and Nathan have played the recent international matches as well, and their LAFC matches. So how's the team managing their conditioning over?
Yeah, we've thankfully have a lot of international players and players who represent their nations. And so we've gone through this many times prior to and have a good idea of, what travel takes out of players. We also know players and what they can handle, what they cannot handle. And so we'll never put a player in a position to hurt himself. We always put players in positions to succeed for themselves and for the team, and ultimately for LAFC. So, it's a combination of knowing the athletes, understanding their travel schedules, and understanding what it takes to win an away game in an MLS stadium. And all of those factors go into consideration when we develop a starting 11 and match plan.
Then what would be your primary focus on the upcoming game, and how do you plan to reinforce the defense of the team?
Yeah, there's many options. You can play with a back four, you can play with a back five. And both can mean an aggressive style of play, and I think is what we're most concerned with at LAFC is how we feel, how we look, not so much in a formation, which for me is just starting positions and prioritization of spaces. We should always be on the front foot and always aggressive and being progressive with the ball, attacking spaces with and without the ball, and that's what LAFC should look and feel like, and I'm sure that's what you'll see this weekend.
All right, we're going to switch over to Zoom. Start off with Josh Gross.
Hey, Steve, thanks for the time. Just a couple of house cleanings things for me on the roster. What's David Martinez's status?
He's healthy, he's fine.
Okay. And on some of the new additions, are they all available for you at this point?
Andy Moran is available.
So Gileson is not available yet. Have you had a chance to bring him in? Has he been training in this 2-week period?
No, he's currently in the visa process, so we normally don't see players until the visas are finished.
Understood. So what have you seen from Moran so far, and how do you expect to use him?
Yeah, he's a very mobile, bright midfielder, box-to-box midfielder, who has the ability to break up a lot of plays, but also getting on the attack, is a good finisher, good passer, can really give the upper hand in the middle of the park for you with his work rate, with his technical ability, and his experience already in his young career. And so it's a real spark plug at this stage of the season to add to the middle of the park, which is always really important for us at LAFC to control and dominate.
Yeah, is it similar to how you brought, I think, Lewis O'Brien, is that his name? I forget, I'm sorry. A similar situation, sort of midfield depth, someone you can count on to close out the season? Is that how you see him?
Yes, yeah, you got his name right.
Okay.
And, I think it's a good assessment, yeah.
All right, thank you for the time.
Yep.
All right, Jen Alexander.
Hey, Coach. Been a lot of roster changes last few weeks, Sonny aside. I mean, you had Maxime retired, then you had Igor's injury, then the incoming players too. Do you have an individual plan for each player now that's sort of coming into the roster? You mentioned Andy right now, but the other guys, when they finally get in here, is there going to be an individual plan for each one of them? And is there still enough time to incorporate them in the season with the season sort of running out of time? Or is it going to be a week-to-week basis sort of thing for you?
No, every player is different. Every player has a different base they go off of. You look at the minutes played in the previous season and the current season, where they are physically, their injury history, age, style of play. So there's a number of factors we look at. And so, yes, to answer your question, it is always individual. As far as onboarding new players and getting them in line with LAFC's way of playing, we have a process in place that seems to be very effective, where we don't need a lot of time, a couple days. And we've had good success with having players understanding our model and fitting in right away. We also get ahead of the curve and only scout players who we think potentially would fit our model. So that takes a lot of the guessing work out of it. So yeah, it's a combination of the player getting here as soon as possible, having a good attitude, and making the most out of every training session we have, which in our congested schedule, we don't normally have a lot of time on the field with the players. And then also, us doing our due diligence and creating a pathway for a player to join as soon as possible. And again, putting the player in a position to succeed, meaning he has the proper fitness and readiness to help us in a game at this stage in the season.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
So Sonny, Denis, Nathan, Mateo, those who just finished the international matches, do you plan to put them in the starting line for the upcoming game?
I'll keep that for me, the starting 11, and Nathan Ordaz will not be available for us. He's picked up an injury on the international window.
All right, we'll finish up with Rodrigo over Zoom.
Hey, Coach. Thank you for your time. Yeah, I want to talk about Nathan. We saw he got subbed in the 41st minute against Suriname. Is there anything serious going on? And he only played 45 minutes against Guatemala, too.
No, nothing serious. Just won't be ready for Saturday's match.
Thank you.